I'm Mickey Burke, and welcome to the Vision High School Sports Beat.
The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships from Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Ford, Kia, and Nissan, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Greece, Penfield, Fairport, and Canandaigua. Online at visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at Section 5 sports in Monroe County. We begin with our honor roll of high school teams. At number 3 this week, Pittsford Swimming and the Panthers star P.J. Ransford. P.J. swam the fastest 500 in the state and broke the Pittsford pool record in both that event and the 200 IM in a meet against Webster. At number 2, Penfield girls basketball team still on top. The Patriots knocked off previously unbeaten Rush-Henrietta. Margot Hetzke had 15 points and Emma Guy had 11. And at number 1, Pittsford Sutherland girls hoops, which went double overtime against Irondequoit to stay unbeaten. Bailey Axelrod hit a game-winning three-pointer with 1 second left, winning by 1. Which brings us to Canandaigua and the Robert Bradshaw Wrestling Tournament for a different perspective, an official viewpoint. Few sports can rival wrestling when it comes to passion and dedication. It is the ultimate one-on-one battle. Matt Smith was a wrestler at Queensbury and a 2-time Section 2 champion, class of 1988. These days, he's a referee, the third man in.
I wrestled. I know what it's like to be out there by yourself, trying to achieve something. And I got a lot of respect for any kid that steps on the mat to wrestle. I mean, it's not an easy sport. There's nowhere to run and hide, right? You're in the middle of that 28-foot circle, you cannot hide. So any kid that steps on the mat, I got a tremendous amount of respect for what they're doing.
Smith is one of the most respected referees in the sport, and busy. At the recent Robert Bradshaw Memorial Tournament at Canandaigua, Matt was one of 5 referees handling 433 matches over 2 days. With an event like that, referees can pull down over $400 for the weekend. But they work for it.
It takes some time. We've had certainly guys who probably were average wrestlers who have been outstanding officials. And we've had guys who are outstanding, state champion, collegiate level wrestlers who struggled as officials. It takes more than just being, I think, understanding the sport of wrestling. You have to be able to be on the mat, and you're out there by yourself. That's the part that's difficult. You're 2 wrestlers and you in the middle of the mat, and that's all that's out there.
Wrestling is generally played to a knowledgeable crowd, and surprisingly little second guessing.
Everybody knows when the ball goes across the line in soccer, it's a goal. The ball goes through the hoop in basketball, that's a basket. In wrestling, it's so much more subjective. During the match, I have very little personal interaction. It's my job's to referee, their job's to wrestle, and when it's over, I've said to kids, hey, even if they've lost, hey, that was a good match. You wrestled hard out there, didn't go your way, good luck next time.
And there's a lot of that. Mutual respect is at the heart of the wrestling culture, and it sticks with you.
It's done a lot of great things for me. A lot of who I am today as just a person is because of wrestling. It taught me dedication, perseverance, sacrifice, and I think a little bit of who I am today is because I wrestled.
Up next, a roommate rivalry in our ESL Scholastic Sports Spotlight.
Hi, I'm Elise Manzi.
Hi, I'm Raina Mandera.
And you're watching Vision's High School Sports Beat.
The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by ESL Federal Credit Union. For more than 90 years, ESL has been investing in the region where we live and raise our families through personal banking, business banking, and wealth management. With ESL's shared commitment to the community and support for local sports and family events, everyone wins. ESL answers to you. Welcome back and thanks for joining us at the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. This portion of the Sports Beat brought to you by ESL Federal Credit Union. ESL answers to you. Time now for our honor roll of high school athletes. At number 3, we have Parker Kropman from Penfield. He won the 106-pound wrestling class at the Eastern States Classic. That event involved athletes from 132 schools representing 6 states. Parker's 29-1 this year. Number 2, Keon Dunbar from Greece Olympia, boys basketball team. He scored a school record 47 points for the Spartans in a win over Greece Odyssey. And at number 1, from Odyssey, Carissa Birthright from the girls basketball team. Carissa broke the Leopards' single-game scoring record with 35 against Olympia, and then broke it again in Odyssey's next game by scoring 36 against Wilson. Which brings us to SUNY Brockport and the Trent Jackson Cedric Walker Invitational Track and Field Meet for a roommate rivalry. Named in honor of 2 local legends, the Trent Jackson Cedric Walker Invitational at the new SUNY Brockport Fieldhouse was an intersectional track and field meet bringing together more great athletes than any other this side of the states. In one of the featured events, Rush-Henrietta's Mickey Burke, the newly minted New York State cross-country runner of the year, ran head-to-head in the 1,600 meters with one of his top rivals and soon-to-be Syracuse University roommate, T.J. Hornberger of Lakeshore from Buffalo Section 6.
Me and Mickey are good friends ever since we went to Nike Nationals together last year. We roomed together and we just really hit it off, and ever since then we've just been really good friends.
We were both pretty good when we were younger, like freshmen. So him and his family came and actually introduced themselves to me at the state meet. And ever since then we've been in contact. We roomed with each other at Nationals, and then once we committed to Syracuse together, we became even closer.
Burke has been a runner on the local radar for some time, but really caught everyone's eyes when he won the McQuaid Invitational cross-country race in October against a large and strong field in record time. He then ended the cross-country season with a 3rd-place finish in the Nike Nationals at San Diego, the best finish ever by a local runner.
What's the secret to his success? As you look at Mickey as a runner, what makes him so outstanding?
His mental toughness, his attitude, his work ethic. He doesn't let things bother him. He's like a duck. The water just runs off his back. And he just, like, we'll talk about this race and then we move on to the next race.
There were 13 runners in the last of 3 heats in the 1,600, the metric mile. Neither Burke nor Hornberger were the pace setter. That turned out to be a runner from McQuaid.
You know, Nathan Howell from McQuaid took the race out, which really kind of spread the field, and I think it surprised T.J. Hornberger and Mickey Burke early on because Nathan went out in about 30 seconds, which is about 2 seconds faster than what we wanted to. T.J. and Mickey stayed on pace, but it still kind of stretched that field out more than what I think they were expecting.
You know, right off the gun, my body felt a little iffy physically, and of course that affects you mentally. But I knew that McQuaid kid, great runner, but I knew that was a little bit blistering of a pace for him. So I knew he'd come back, and you just got to feed off him.
By the race's midpoint, Burke had the lead. Hornberger was second.
I think I might have taken it a little early, but you just got to go with how your body feels. And if I feel like I didn't do that, then I might have broken apart and not have won it. So I'm glad that's how it played out.
Burke ran out the last 4 laps with the lead, looking for a final kick from Hornberger. That didn't come.
We should have went out a little bit faster. We wanted to go out like 205, 207, but went a little bit slower, but we kind of picked up at the end to make up for what we didn't do in the beginning.
You know, I knew if I was 4:15 or better, I'd be in pretty good shape. Obviously, you know, I started falling apart there towards the end of the race, but, you know, I was able to hold it together, and I'm pleased with the way it turned out for how I was feeling.
Burke's time of 4:17.493 was an event and facility record. It has been quite the year for Mickey, who gave up basketball to run. A good decision anyway.
Are you any good at hoops?
Of course. That was my. I had to give it up for running. So, yeah. But I thought I was pretty good. So.
What's your main move on the basketball court?
Ooh, I like driving to the hoop, getting that quickness. You know, point guard, maybe some assists. I got it all.
Kim Burnson is up next with our Vision Making the Grade nominee. And coming up later on, it's off to Kings Parkway and our Salino and Barnes All Sports High School Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Gunnar Blaze, and you're watching the Vision High School Sports Beat.
Welcome back to the Vision Automotive High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. Making the Grade is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, proud to be Rochester's #1 selling automotive group. This week, we honor Canandaigua's indoor track team for making the grade. This winter, the Canandaigua Athletic Program partnered with the Salvation Army in their Manning the Red Kettles volunteer program. Every varsity team was sent out to various businesses in the area prior to Christmas to help fundraise for those in need throughout their community. While every team did their part to help, it was Canandaigua's indoor track team that exceeded their assignments. They showed up to all of their scheduled times in full force and had the biggest turnout of any team, even when braving it out in the cold conditions at night. Dressed in team apparel, team members, along with their coach, spent full days and nights outside ringing the bell and singing Christmas carols in support of those in their community. After setting the bar high for next year's teams, Canandaigua hopes to continue this tradition in the future. Led by their coach, Arlene DeVinny, Canandaigua's indoor track team is making the grade. If you have an idea for our Making the Grade segment, a team or individuals making contributions off the playing field, you can contact us at info@classywolf.com. I'm Kim Burnson, and here's Bill with a look at our Section 5 calendar.
Here are some Section 5 events you might want to consider taking in this week. On Tuesday, girls basketball. Irondequoit takes on the Penfield Juggernaut. The Eagles are a defending Section 5 champion and came within a made shot of knocking off unbeaten Pittsburgh Sutherland. It's boys basketball on Friday. Webster Schrader is at Fairport. Battle of the 3rd and 4th ranked teams in the Class AA1 standings. Schrader won at home in December against Fairport by 5. The wrestling tournament of the week is at Eastridge. The Eastridge Duels with HFL, East Rochester, East High, Wilson, and Canandaigua in attendance. Just some of the events upcoming on the Section 5 calendar this week. Up next, girls basketball, it's Gates and Bishop Kearney, and our Salino and Barnes All Sports High School Game of the Week.
I'm Trent Engeloff, and you're watching the Vision High School Sports Beat.
The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by Salino and Barnes. Car accident? Don't wait. Call 888-8888. Call Salino and Barnes today. Welcome back to the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. This portion of the Sports Beat is brought to you by Salino and Barnes, your personal injury attorneys. Last year at States, these two girls' basketball teams found themselves rooting for each other. Last week, they were playing against each other in our Salino and Barnes All Sports High School Game of the Week. They were at States together last year in different divisions. Kearney was a winner then. This year, as defending Class B champs, they were 7-2, with both losses coming outside the section.
We're getting closer to where we want to be, but we really just want to be firing on all cylinders in February.
This is a good measure, don't you think, against Gates?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Gates lost a few players from last year's team. That was great. They were incredible. We did a lot of cheering for them in the state tournament. But Sierra Dillard is like having 3 good players. She's a handful.
As true as that is, Gates-Chili was stripped of another All-Greater Rochester player by Section 5 when it ruled that Deonna Johnson had exhausted her eligibility for having played a half dozen games at Aquinas as an 8th grader and then repeating the grade after transferring. It was a cruel blow for both player and team.
You've got to move on from these things. You can't dwell on them. She got a full ride. You know, there's a lot of positive things going on for her. So she's great. She's at every practice. She's there cheering us on. We've moved on. You have to move on.
Fiona still earned a scholarship at Davidson for next year and is now serving as the team manager for the Spartans this season.
You know, I'm here to do whatever they need me to do and have fun doing it.
It's been a tough year. I mean, having your senior season taken away, that's awfully rough.
Yeah, it's been tough, but I mean, I've got the coaches, my family, and the girls, so, you know, they've been helping me get through it.
Without Johnson, Gates-Chili is diminished and got behind Kearney early. The Kings came out red hot, none better than sophomore Rosa Graham. A steal and an end-to-end drive produced the first bucket. Graham then nailed a three-pointer. Assisted on a three-pointer by Emanuela Adoka. And then off a lead pass from Sheila Hawks, drained along two. Rose had 7 points in that first quarter, and Kearney a 20-8 lead.
We come out, our coach tells us we're down by 20. As soon as we come out, we're down by 20. So we play as if we're down by 20. We count it down 18, down 15, all that.
In the second quarter, Sierra Dillard, who was blanked in the first quarter, caught fire for Gates, assisting on a three-pointer by fellow senior Samantha Heiler. And scoring her first 6 points of the contest, including a three-pointer.
I took a couple of shots and weren't falling. Luckily, my teammates stepped up to the plate and they started hitting shots, so I started finding them. As soon as the defense readjusted, started going out in the shooters, I found my range and I found my drive in the second quarter, which transferred over to the second half.
Dillard with the look-away pass to Jessica Oshel brought Gates back to within 8 by intermission.
Girls, we are right there. We are so close to turning the corner. All right? The minute you turn that corner, they're going to start to panic. I'm telling you, there's already some panic. Like, they're like, oh my God, they're catching up. They're already freaking out. And if they stop hitting what they're hitting, they're shooting probably about 60-70% from the threes right now, we'll be okay. Offensively, we are doing okay with ball movement. However, sometimes we're hiding a little bit too much. I don't like these big rainbow passes. All right, girls, let's go out and get shots at this conversation. We got this, let's go.
But Kearney came out and scored the first 7 points of the second half. Hawks hit a three-pointer to get things going. And Graham got another basket. She wound up with a team-high 14. Hawks again, this time with the bullet pass to Adoka, the Kings opened up a 16-point lead. Down 45-31 after 3 quarters, Gates-Chili still had a run left in it. Heiler nailed the three-pointer and got the Spartans to within 9 with 6:16 left in the game.
A big shot in the fourth quarter that brought the game down to 9 points. At that point, you're thinking, man, we could still pull this out, maybe?
Yeah, well, I thought throughout the whole game we could pull it out, you know. It was a good game, and I'm proud of how the team played.
Dillard with a steal broke clear along with Adriana Rutledge and cut the Kearney lead to just 5 with 2 minutes left.
When I got that steal, we were, scrambling. I knew she was either going to try to set a charge on me or come up and guard me. So Adriana had her hands ready. She caught the ball. She finished.
But they got no closer as Kearney closed out the contest from the free throw line.
When we got the lead, I think we relaxed and started taking our time, and they came back from that, and the game got close. But we came back in the huddle, talked to each other, and said, we got this.
53-48 was the final. Bishop Kearney with a significant victory in a battle of defending sectional champions. Well, thanks to our Sports Beat sponsorship partners, Ross Salino and Stephen Barnes, your personal injury attorneys, ESL Federal Credit Union. ESL answers to you. And the 9 dealerships of the Vision Automotive Group, they make the Sports Beat possible.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.